A very warm and heartfelt welcome to Yukti Rao, who is our head coach inside the Living Abundance Mastermind and Living Abundance Leaders Program. Yukti has 20 years experience in the corporate world, and we have been blessed to have her as a client inside of our programs. And now she has come in as a coach inside of our programs. And it is such an honor to have you, Yukti. Thank you for being here today. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Lara. It's a pleasure to be here and sharing this space with all these wonderful people.
Beautiful. So I asked you to come in because she's been in both the Living Abundance Mastermind and the Living Abundance Leaders Program as a client. And she's also been inside the Mastermind, the Leaders Program as a coach, and has a unique point of view from her experience. And so I asked Yukti to come and share a bit with us about what she has experienced and witnessed around this work, the power of this work, and maybe some of the challenges that can come up along the way. So I would love you to share some of the things that you've experienced personally and also as a coach in the space.
Well, firstly, this is probably the most powerful space I have been in. And with over 10 years, almost a decade of experience as a coach, I've been in multiple spaces, self-growth, energetic spaces, healing spaces, all kinds of stuff. And this space kind of encompasses all of it. It's not just a healing space. It's not just a self-growth space. It's a container that brings you all of these different elements and brings it all together. So it helps you rise up beyond anything you can even imagine or foresee right now. So wherever your imagination is taking, whatever your intention you came in with this retreat is wonderful and amazing. And even just from these 7 days, you will get a big portion of what you're looking for, because it's probably one of the most powerful retreats I have been to. And believe me, I have been to number of Lara's retreats, both as a not just as a coach and a client, but also as a client wannabe. So I've done this retreat in many different forms through the last 3 years in different ways. Actually, probably more than 3 years, but let's just leave it at that. So yeah, I would say that this is probably one of the most powerful spaces I've been in. That is why I chose to be a coach in this space and continue to work with Lara.
What did you notice? Like, because this is the thing, right? We have our logical brain and what we want or what we think we want. And then there's the journey of really connecting to that heart's consciousness, soul's consciousness, body's wisdom. What was one of the things that surprised you about the process, but also like the results of the work?
Well, I mean, this story I've probably shared in Lara's space before, but most of you are new to Lara's space, so I'll share it again. Um, when I came into this space as a client, first when I started looking at Lara's work and came into as a retreat, the very powerful connection I felt with the wealthy wisdom within. Until then, I'd actually been looking for solutions outside of me, honestly. Like all the self growth work, all the personal growth work, all the spiritual work, healing work I'd done was always like in a way that somebody else helped me. It's when I first started doing Lara's retreat, I began to really connecting to the power within me. And I started saying, oh my God, there is this something inside of me which has the answers that I've always been looking for outside of me. So that was the first big aha for me. And that was a number of years ago. But that was the fix. And you will also notice that. And it's a little bit scary when you first see it, because suddenly you're not like looking to be rescued. You're like, oh shit, I actually have the resources to do this for myself. I am capable. So I think that is the biggest breakthrough for me. It's like I am capable. It's possible. And I am the one who can do it. That was not something that I was expecting because I wasn't there yet in the beginning. And then in the physical realm of things, also a number of things happen. And I see that not just with myself, but even with the clients and even my peers as I was going through the container, was that you come in with a certain expectation of results and it blows your mind because firstly, you may not get the results you expect, or you may. For example, I came in with the result that I will make 30,000 and in my business when I first joined the container. I made 30,000. 30,000 came into our family coffers, not through my business though. That was unexpected. So the money did come in. In fact, I got more than 30,000. The money did come in, but it did not come in the way I prescribed and wanted it to, because that is how I thought I wanted it. But inside me, I wasn't, there was something else I wanted. So the money came in and I got the guidance to stop working on my business, which was completely unexpected. Like I was not expecting it. But at some level inside me, that is what I truly wanted, not what I thought my head wanted, and not what I thought others others wanted around me. It was just what I truly wanted. And what I got to get from that was to actually go into the space of surrender and letting go and being able to relax. In this work, one of the big basic tenets is learn is to release and relax. But we hold on so tight to what we think we want. It was like I was forced to release and relax by letting that go. And I did release and relax. And then new things started coming in. When I let go of my business, it wasn't clear that I would actually have a business after that. But by letting go, I let my creativity come in. I allowed more joy of living life to come in, which is what I truly, really wanted. And I just didn't know it. So I'm just sharing my experience to give you an idea of how and now it's evolved. And over time, it just evolved in this space. As I went into leaders, I got the guidance to join Lara's team and I joined her team. And over time, now I'm coming in as head coach. So life took me in a way which I did not expect. Um, and and to truly say that today I feel more aligned with what I'm doing than when I was doing my coaching business and trying to get in clients one way or the other. Like last month, I had an old client call in and she is ready to deepen into her work, into where she wants to go. And she signed up within like one call. It was not, and I didn't try to sell her. I just sat there, I listened to her, and I was like, if this aligns with you and it aligns with me, we will work together. And that it was that simple. So I'm
Amazing.
just, yeah, I mean, it was just, I was working so hard at something which I thought I wanted. And when I became aligned with what I truly, truly desire deep inside, and that happens automatically in this work, it just like takes you in and aligns you deeply without you having to think through it or do anything about it, just do the work. And that is when it starts landing in. And I see that all across with different clients. And I think the hardest thing for the clients is the letting go part, because like they come with an idea of this is it. But if you want to truly stand in your power and really align and allow things, let it happen, come in, let the container do its work with you, and you will see things just come together.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. So that sounds amazing, and it is. But what I want people to understand is like, what are the ways, like when you're coaching clients within this work? Because I call our coaches the abundance alignment anchors. It's helping our clients come back into alignment with their heart, body, soul, consciousness. What do you notice are some of like the pitfalls or where people basically get in the way of this process? And how do you help them come back into connection again? Or what, can you just tell me a little bit about what you've seen and witnessed? I know everyone's a little bit different, but what have you noticed?
So clients come in with lots of different ideas of what they want. While many clients come in with a certain idea of how they where they want to take their business or their finances, there are also clients who come into this container wanting to find more love in their relationships, like a more deeper connection. They don't always know it as such that it's the deeper connection they crave. They're looking for a partner, or they're looking for maybe they've been through some pain which they're looking to alleviate, for example. But what happens when they come in, and it's amazing because I see it like client after client within 2 months, 3 months, how like I can literally see it happening. And as a coach, it still blows my mind when that happens, that they come in with a certain idea, we do a call, and in the call, I can see them shifting because suddenly they're like, not they're anchored in the work, and I'm just holding space for them and really allowing them to reveal themselves to themselves. It's really that. It's like I'm stirring the cauldron to bring up the gold that's inside. That's all the coaches are really doing. But I have to say that what we are doing is pretty darn powerful, okay? I don't question it anymore. In the beginning, I just wasn't so sure. But having received as a client and having been on the other side of giving, it's something else. But okay, I digress. So what happens is the clients come in, they have an idea that this is what I'm here for. I want to say, grow my business. I'll take my example, grow my business, make this much money in the next 3 months to 6 months in some cases. And then in the first week, they're like, this, I feel tired. I feel exhausted. It's too much. When we are talking, they're actually talking about the pain involved with what they are trying to receive. And then as they start talking, we start unpeeling the onion. And slowly, by the third time we are talking, the true desires they have start coming and things starting falling away automatically in their life. And that is what clients have the hardest time with, because uh, they have an idea of what they want, and sometimes they are clinging on to it. And that part of actually opening your fist and letting go seems so easy, but it is so hard for us as humans. So that is the part where the coaches come in. We all help hold you so that it's easier for you to let go and begin to see. Because when you're stuck in that pattern, it's very hard for you to see it. So even though you're in this container, and as you're getting your wisdom is telling you what it is. Okay, it's showing up in your life, but your humanness doesn't want to let go of it. So the coaches help you kind of start to let go of it, allow it to. And then once you start letting go of it and relaxing into the work, then slowly new things start coming in. And that's also when the coaches hold you to allow you to let that thing come in versus, oh my God, this is so different. This is so different. So it's like they literally anchor you so you can bring the stuff in, because the work is bringing it in. As you're doing the work, it's all happening energetically. So that's really what I see clients struggle with in the initial months, the letting go. And as the patterns become apparent, like, oh shit, this is what's happening with this person, and this is what's happening. This is why I'm unhappy here, and this is why my work is not working. And then they're like, I don't want to let go. I don't want to let go. I don't want to let go. And they're like, whoosh, and oh, this feels so good. And then then slowly, it starts building up, and you start finding the stuff that's for you, and you are for it, and it slowly starts landing. And that is the key. The key is that. But the part where you have to let go is hard. And sometimes it takes time. And that's when the coaches using the pod calls and all the different things in this container that are holding you are so critical for you to lean into.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. You do explain that so well. And those, like when we're talking about it, like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But when you're in the middle of the storm, it can feel sometimes impossible. And this is where leaning into your coach, leaning into the resources is essential, and why you need to be supported. Now I know it's a need. It's not a nice to have. It's not just a luxury. If you want to really create powerful change and come into alignment with who you are and what you want, it takes teamwork, doesn't it, to make the dream work, as they say. So thank you so much for coming in and sharing and being part of the team and being an exceptional space holder for our clients, and really being so brave in the work, because as you and I both know, the work is still working, right? It's not about getting there. We're both still in the game. And we just know it really well, and we understand it really well, and we're going to hold you and support you through all the shifts and changes that come up through the transformation process. And it is going to be so worth it. It's so beautiful. Thank you, Yukti, for putting your precious time aside to share with us. Thank you for all that you do, all that you hold.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Lara. Such a pleasure to be here.